enter a room full of the most excellent people on the planet, regardless of what their field of excellence is, they would all have key things in common. And one of those key things is that they would derive their self-esteem from a sense of competence, care, substance, excellence, and quality of what they create or do. To half-ass something is to do it with little effort or little care. People who are truly excellent and successful never half-ass anything. Now I want to underline the word anything for you. What this means is that they give something their all, or they don't do it at all. And the sense of pride that they get out of this is a form of self-esteem that no one can give them and no one can take away. People who derive their sense of self-esteem and pride from never half-assing anything tend to be incredibly successful. And incredibly successful people, they invest their personal energy or commit their personal energy to their endeavors to such a degree that the outcome becomes a reflection of them. So they can't feel good about themselves if they're doing something with minimal effort. They can't feel good about themselves if they just did good enough to get by. This means that quite often the competence, care, substance, quality, and excellence of whatever they're creating or doing matters to them more than anything. So nobody has to motivate them to achieve that level of excellence relative to what they're doing or creating. For example, a truly excellent pastry chef's sense of self-esteem is derived by just how perfect their sugar work or chocolate tempering is. It would not matter whether you paid him thousands to do a pastry or paid him nothing. He would own his craft and the excellence of his craft and the energy he dedicates to his craft to the degree that the result, in this case pastry, would actually be the same. For another example, if you took a professional athlete with this character trait and asked him or her to clean a bathroom, if he or she decided to clean it, he or she would not half-ass that cleaning job. Instead, he or she would give it their absolute best, their 100%, and clean that bathroom impeccably. What did they get out of doing this? The unshakable boost to his or her self-esteem that competence, care, and producing an outcome of substance, excellence, and quality gives. Essentially, they are fed energy by anything that they do because of this. Of course, many of you, when you hear this, are feeling resistance creep up inside yourself. There are many shadows that make this a pretty difficult energy to master for some people. For example, there are some people who believe that your sense of self-esteem should have absolutely nothing to do with what you do or create. There are still other people who feel like what they've only ever wanted in their life was to be loved for who they are, not what they do. And so this type of a concept feels like it's bringing them even further away from what they're wanting, and instead in the direction of having to perform to be worthy, or perform to be considered excellent, or perform. You see how that goes. Other people, let's just face it, are not doing what they want to do. So inside, they find it very difficult to really have the motive to do well at something that they don't want to do. Some people actually dread the idea of putting 100% of their effort or energy into something because they feel like if they put 100% of their energy into something and they still fail, what that means is it falls short of the expectations of themselves or someone else in their life, that it will be a confirmation of their worthlessness instead. And so it's going to be even worse on their self-esteem than if they half-ass something. Because here's the shadow in half-assing. If I half-ass something, I can always say I could have. Other people feel like nothing is ever going to work out for them. So it really does not matter whether they put 100% effort into something or not. It's not going to pan out. So putting 100% of your energy into it's actually just asking for disappointment and further injury. You get the point, right? There are a lot of different shadows that can go into why you have a resistance to whole-assing something. Ask yourself, what does the idea of putting 100% into what I do, if I say yes to doing it, no matter what it is, bother me? Why does the idea of deriving my self-esteem from competence, substance, care, excellence, and quality bother me? Consider that your answer to these questions is something that stands square in between you and self-esteem and personal success. Look at your life. Do you take pride in what you do? Are you putting effort and care into the things that you do so as to make the outcome excellent or of quality? If not, why? What things are you half-assing? Why are you half-assing them? Why are they not worth the effort? If you want unshakable self-esteem, you must take pride in what you do. And if you want true success, you must take pride in everything you say yes to doing. So many people do not give the things that they even care about their 100% in life. And so many other people, so many more I should say, are really picky and choosy about what they give their 100% to and what they do enough relative to just to get by. This is a real slippery slope. I want you to get this, you guys. Half-assing is a super slippery slope, and especially on a vibrational level. Vibrationally speaking, if you are not committed to doing everything in your life well, it will become very hard very quickly to do anything in your life really well. To the opposite, if you become a person who commits to doing everything in your life well, you very quickly become a person who can do anything well. When you chronically half-ass, or make it okay to half-ass some things in your life, what actually happens is that you slip into the vibrational space of good enough. I want you to think about the vibration of it's good enough. That's what your life is going to look like. In fact, it could look much worse than that. But what happens when you slip into this space of good enough is that that's actually what you're indicating to the universe that you're okay receiving. Remember how I said anything you're okay giving is what you're saying to the universe you're okay receiving? Yeah. What does this mean? It means you will very quickly, at best, find yourself in a job that's good enough, in a relationship that's good enough, with the physical health that's good enough, and with people that are around you who also have this attitude of good enough, including what they do towards you. So, is that what you want? Do you want to signal to the universe, I'm okay with people putting less than maximum effort into me? Is it loving to them for you to say, it's good enough to not put all of myself towards them? It's also good enough for people to not really put 100% effort towards me. Because that's the kind of life you are looking at if you half-ass. To commit is to put all of your energy into something. You can't create what you really want to create unless you're willing to commit in this way with your personal energy. Half-assing is the opposite of committing. So ask yourself, if I'm not committing really, I'm half-assing my life, I'm not putting all of my energy into things that I'm doing in my life, and they're the elements in my life, can I hope to have a life that's good? No. You're going to create a life that you don't want to really live in. One day you're going to wake up and go, how the crap did my life get so crappy? When it comes to half-assing, I have a little trick for you. You've got to keep your ear out for the word try. In this room of successful and hyper-excellent people, you are never going to hear that word. Why? Because people who are genuinely successful understand that word does not exist as a concept within the universe. You might as well just say, I'm opening the door for failure because I would like to give myself an out. When you say the word try, you are entering failure into an equation where it doesn't actually inherently exist. It also means that there's a big part of you that's either uncommitted to making it happen no matter what, or is already convinced that it isn't going to happen. You can't think that way and be committed at the same time. What is your excuse for why something is not happening? If you really look at your life, I can guarantee you that you can actually see that you're not actually doing what you say you're trying to do. Now, I know that it's hard for you to see this in your own life, but it's probably really easy to see this in people that you know. All of you have that friend that's like, I've tried everything. I mean everything. I've done this and this and this and this, and you are looking at them from the outside going, all right, it's pretty freaking obvious to me what you're not doing. Notice how many times you say try. I want you to eliminate the word try from your vocabulary, and I want you to eliminate it from your mentality. Try doesn't exist as a concept within this universe. There's only do and do not, right? Do and do not. The excuses you're using are justifications for having not done. If you want unshakable self-esteem, you've got to take pride in every single thing that you do, no matter how small, and no matter whether you have an energy towards it of, I don't really want to be doing that thing. You either don't do it, or you really say hell yes to it, and you take pride in what you're doing. This means brushing your teeth. This means doing the dishes. This means making your bed. This means having that conversation. That means writing that email. This means any work-related task. Take pride in everything you commit your energy to doing. If you want to learn a great hack for doing this, watch my video titled Priceless Motivation Tip. And if you can't, you have got to face why you can't. Why can't you? Usually the answer there has to do with some shadow which would love resolution, or it has to do with the fact that you are committing your energy to the wrong things for you in life. It does better things for your self-esteem and sense of success to literally just say no to doing something than it is to half-ass it. It's better to say no than to say yes, but act in ways where it's not a hell yes. To grasp this concept, you can watch a really great movie. The movie's Office Space. This is a hilarious film. It is also a perfect example of half-assing. However, the fact that so many people relate to the characters in that movie is rather sad in terms of a commentary regarding how many people are choosing to do things that they don't have any intrinsic motivation to do. In other words, you want my take on why those people are in that position? Of course, it has to do with childhood and how they're raised to go in the direction of what they don't want instead of what they do want. But why are they unsuccessful at it? Because they're half-assing everything. They're half-assing because of lack of motivation. It is not possible to put 100% into something and not see improvement in whatever area you put that 100% into. I mean, it's actually vibrationally impossible. This means if you put 100% into the things in your life, you will see improvement in your finances, in your relationship, in your work life, in your health, everything. Some of you who know a little bit about me know that I spent a lot of years suicidal. Now, suicidality is to sit on the fence between committing to life, right, putting 100% of yourself into life, and not. I had this major realization, and this was the #1 gift, actually, that was given to me by those years of suicidality. It's the awareness that there is actually no possible way to create an okay life if you're not 100% committing your energy to life. That was the decision I had to make. Am I in or am I out? It's either 100% in or 100% out. This doesn't work to half-ass my commitment to life, right? So I learned something very valuable in that time period of my life in my teens, and it's that there is no possible way to have a good life unless you are committing your personal energy into the elements of your life. And I mean 100% into every single thing you say yes to. The way to feel truly great in your life is to take pride in every single thing that you say yes to doing or creating. Have a good week. If you liked this video, be sure to share it, like it, and also subscribe to my channel so you can see more content like this. But I want to personally thank you for taking the initiative and having the bravery to step into the space of awareness, not only for yourself, but for the benefit of those around you.